Megan Fox was incapable of riding a motorcycle during the filming of Revenge of the Fallen, leading to the scenes she spent riding a bike to be shot with her being pushed by someone off screen with another person to catch her and the bike when the cameras cut. Revenge of the Fallen holds the single highest number of paid product placements in a single film, clocking in at 47 in a 2-hour and 30-minute runtime. John Turturro broke down crying during the filming in Giza, being overwhelmed by the fact that he got to act among one of the most iconic monuments on Earth. 12 separate trees were destroyed in the iconic forest battle, with 6,000 new trees being planted in their place due to Michael Bay's guilt as an animal lover over partially destroying a forest. The odd and seemingly out-of-nowhere moment of Judy Witwicky running out of her house in a panic with a waffle iron on her head was originally meant to feature one of the feral Cybertronians created by Sam Witwicky's Allspark shard. Somehow, the scene was deemed too expensive to animate and was omitted from the finished film as a result. Steven Spielberg was quoted as saying, "That is fucking awesome," when seeing Devastator for the first time in a preview. Leonard Nimoy, the voice of 1986's Galvatron, was approached to voice The Fallen when Robert Orci and Alex Kurtzman were working on 2009's Star Trek. But unfortunately, this was shot down by Bay over the fact that he felt guilty asking a relative, Michael Bay's cousin is married to Nimoy, to play a role in his film. Luckily, Nimoy's enthusiasm over the concept led to him scoring the role of Sentinel Prime in the very next film, Dark of the Moon. John Turturro offered the voice Jetfire before Mark Ryan scored the role. Robert Orci and Alex Kurtzman claimed the Fallen's antagonistic role in Revenge of the Fallen was intended to result in Unicron's eventual appearance, who would have been revealed to have been his Dark Master. This concept was both unfortunately and fortunately dropped when the two of them passed on writing Dark of the Moon. Steve Jablonsky brought in his mentor, the legendary Hans Zimmer, to collaborate with him and Linkin Park to build the best possible score for the film. A newspaper bearing an image of G1 Shockwave and the ominous headline of "Stereus Robot Sighted" is seen during Operation Firestorm at 1 hour and 55 minutes. Devastator took such an absurd amount of computing power that an ILM desktop lost its internal circuitry when an overheating frame melted it. The iconic 4'0" legend Beetlejuice was approached by Michael Bay to portray the midget Egyptian guard that swindled by Seymour Simmons. However, this match made in heaven fell apart when Beetlejuice angrily rejected the role, causing the equally iconic Deep Roy to snag the role instead. The Fallen's ship, gifted the G1-inspired name of Nemesis, possesses an interior modeled off of images of sawed-open bones. The college scenes of the film were shot at Princeton and the University of Pennsylvania. However, neither allowed themselves to be named in the film due to both parties finding Judy Witwicky's pot brownie high damaging to their image. James Arnold Taylor voiced the Fallen in early development before being dubbed over by thrice famous Tony Todd. Strangely, Taylor's grunting was left in and is heard at multiple points throughout the finished film. Fresh off the role of Omega Supreme in Transformers Animated Season 2, Kevin Michael Richardson portrays the Allspark shard-induced kitchen bots, the Decepticon hatchlings, Ravage, Grindor, and the first Prime we hear speaking in the third act. Brie Larson of Captain Marvel fame is rumored to have auditioned for Alice at some point in the film's early development. Seen in the comics, the Fallen was originally intended to have a much more lore-consistent and much more logical reason for hiding on the Nemesis, as early drafts of the script had him trapped in a pocket universe where he could only escape once every other Prime was dead. He would have fled his otherworldly prison following the death of Optimus and taking on the alternate mode of a stealth bomber after reuniting with Megatron on Earth. A Cloverfield poster can be found in Leo Spitz's room, making it questionable how the teaser premiered in this universe when you consider our universe's first exposure to this film came in tandem with the first screenings of 2007's Transformers. A Naruto poster can also be found when scanning the interior of Leo's room, a fact made funny when you realize Naruto's English voice actress, Malief Flanagan of Labrat's fame, portrays a background Accurata worker in Dark of the Moon.
Believe it!
Back. The man was depressed.
Don't take a picture.
You can keep watching him, but
Voice actor, the one and only Peter Cullen, was originally intended to appear as a hologram for Optimus's ironically titled Peterbilt semi-truck alt mode at an unspecified point in the film, a scene that was unfortunately cut. Revenge of the Fallen required a whopping 154 terabytes of disk space in direct contrast to 07's 20 terabytes of disk space. 3/5 of the Scooby Gang play minor roles in Revenge of the Fallen, as Fred Jones as Frank Welker portrays Devastator and Soundwave as Daphne Blakes as Grey Griffin portrays RC. The college dean seen following Sam's Allspark-induced mental breakdown is the iconic film historian Janine Bassinger, a woman that mentored Michael Bay and recorded audio commentary for his 2001 Pearl Harbor film alongside him.